in the fate. The cheese doctor's here, it's never too late. With the wheel of brie and cheddar so fine, he knows every flavor, every design. He's got the cures for every craving, from creamy goat cheese to sharp and amazing. No lactose, no problem, he's got the fix. Healing with cheese, oh, it's the ultimate mix. Oh, the cheese doctor, master of the curd, spreading joy with every bite, haven't you heard? From Gouda to feta and Parmesan too, the cheese doctor knows just what to do. In his white coat, with a smile so wide, he's got the knowledge of cheese on his side. Aged or fresh, soft or blue, whatever you need, he's got the brew. He's got the cures for every craving, from creamy goat cheese to sharp and amazing. No lactose, no problem, he's got the fix. Healing with cheese, oh, it's the ultimate mix. Oh, the cheese doctor, master of the curd, spreading joy with every bite, haven't you heard? From Gouda to feta and Parmesan too, the cheese doctor knows just what to do. He'll stitch up your heart with a mozzarella hug, give your soul a taste of the cheddar drug. If you got a craving, don't you despair, the cheese doctor's always right there. Oh, the cheese doctor, master of the curd, spreading joy with every bite, haven't you heard? From Gouda to feta and Parmesan too, the cheese doctor knows just what to do. So here's to the cheese doctor, the legend so true. With every bite, you'll know what to do. Healing with cheese, it's a world of delight. The cheese doctor, making everything right.
Hi everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel, Dr. Quesero TV, and to my Saturday shows as the Cheese Doctor. This is an open window for any who wants to learn how to make cheese commercially or domestically, or because if you are if you are a cheese lover, you're in the right place as well. Because I am in this case, I am a South American, and I'm just trying to get the English audience in cheese making, because I want to overcome Gavin Weaver. So, so if you're going to learn how to make cheese, you're in the right place. All right. Each week we have a topic so we can talk to, and if you have any questions about cheese making, you can do it online and through the comments, and I will ask and I will answer your question. I am subscribing with several groups in Instagram, Facebook, and they always ask questions, and I'll also answer the questions here. Right? We are 54, almost 55,500 subscribers in YouTube. In Instagram, thank you all for the support. We have reached 20,500 subscribers, which is very good, and I really appreciate your support. Without you, or without you, my followers, my dear followers, we wouldn't have any show. Okay, so I really appreciate it, and we are streaming. We are streaming in YouTube, in Instagram, and Twitch as well. Let me check it out. Yes, we are streaming in these three platforms. Okay, we also are in Bilibili, which is Chinese. So if you want to get tutorials on how to make cheese, and you don't speak you don't speak Spanish, but you speak English, and you are in China, you can go to Bilibili. I have a channel over there, so you can. We put the same videos here that are in Spanish, but they're gonna be over there in English as well. That's it. Today we're gonna speak about a topic that is very it's about aging. It's about aging cheeses and all the innovation that we have so far and in the aging industry. So I'm gonna put the presentation. As I said, I always speak about cheese making in the presentations, in all the presentations, and I do it weekly. So if you want to learn, that's it. And as I said, cheese ripening, okay, it's an art. As we say, cheese ripening is an art. The and it's an art that has been practiced and perfected over centuries. I would say thousands of years. The cheese making process has been on the table for 1,000 years since definition. Okay, and this process not only defines the flavor, the texture, and the aroma of the cheeses, but also it is crucial to its quality and safety. I'm gonna start putting the presentation. I don't want this to happen again to the last show that I forgot about the presentation. I want you to talk. Let me check here. What did it say here? Let's talk about the introduction. Yeah, this is the introduction. But I'm gonna speak about. Okay. Alrighty. Let me get. I have the presentation here, and I can hardly see. Okay. So let's talk about then. As I said, as you might know, cheese aging, cheese ripening can take years, months, sometimes days, depending on the type of cheese that you make. However, biotechnological advances have made it possible to accelerate the process without compromising the quality of the product. No? And one of the most notable techniques is the addition of specific amino acids and enzymes into the cheese, and they act like I would say they stimulate the aromatic compounds and accelerate the flavor development of the cheese. And I'm gonna put you an example. I'm gonna put you an example that I have here, and I'm referring to the glutamate. Let me put it here. Wait, let me put it here. The platform is a little bit slow. Okay, and wait. I have people who are here. Okay, no, that's not the one. I'm talking about we're talking the accelerate, the glutamate. That's the one. That's the one that I'm gonna let me because I'm streaming in Instagram. I don't see very well that's the one, glutamate. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so the glutamate is an example of the amino acid that we use in cheese making. They stimulate the formation of aromatic compounds. Okay, during ripening, and I'm going to speak about a little bit of glutamate. During the cheese ripening, the glutamate breaks down the compounds that break down the proteins, okay, into compounds that contribute to this umami flavor in the cheeses, giving it a deep, savory, and highly savory and aroma of the cheeses. Also, in addition to the glutamate. This glutamate can accelerate the development of flavor. Okay, it will enhance also the complexity and the intensity of the the cheese sensorial profile. Another enzyme that we have in the cheese and that we can add to the cheese are the protease. In Spanish, proteasas. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but protease. Yeah, protease is the word. And these enzymes can break down the protein into smaller molecules. These smaller molecules are called peptides. Okay, and at the end as well, this protease can break these peptides in smaller, even smaller molecules. And the smallest molecule of protein is called amino acid. So, once the enzyme, the protease, acts, it will to the minimum expression of protein, which is the amino acid, it will develop aroma and change the texture of the flavor, and of course will contribute to the ripening of the cheese making process. Okay, or the cheese ripening process is the word. Okay, and we have one example of this enzyme. Another example, for example, we have the chymosin. For example, the chymosin is an enzyme that we use in to coagulate the milk. Okay, the chymosin breaks down the protein. It breaks down the protein, the big molecular protein, in peptides. And as I said, and some of the chymosin, or one of the ability of the chymosin used in rennet is to 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 change the texture of the cheese per se, right, along the ripening process. So it's very important that you guys know that some rennets are more proteolytic than others. So, and you need to know that, because in this way you can get a different texture in one cheese, even though the cheese is the same, but you change the rennet, the cheese will have different textures along the ripening process. And this is good. This is important that you guys understand that. Another element is the leucine. Let me put them, or leucine. Let me put them, that it is, that the leucine. Here it is. Okay. All right, going to need glasses. Okay. The leucine is another amino acid that can act as a precursor of the aroma compounds. Okay, and let me tell you that during cheese making, this leucine breaks down the volatile compound that contributes to the cheese characteristics, aroma, and flavor of the cheese. Of course, it will depend on the type of cheese that we make. And in addition to leucine, or in addition, sorry, in addition to leucine, this leucine as well can accelerate this process, involving a change in the, or improving the improving the cheese, the flavor of the cheese and the aroma. Okay, in a shorter period of time, which is important. Okay, and we have another enzyme called lipase. The lipase is another enzyme. What the lipase do? Lipase breaks down the fat molecule of the milk, and therefore of the cheeses, and in fatty acids. Okay, and these fatty acids, okay, will improve the flavor of a cheese, will change the flavor of the cheese along the way, and will also affect in the aroma of the. It can give aromatic compounds into the cheese. Will contribute to the flavor and so on. Okay. We also have lactic cultures, and which has proven an effective in controlling and accelerating the fermentation process of the cheese making. Okay. Let me change the. Here it is. Okay. All right. I don't know if I can. I don't see it very well. Never mind. Let me see. I have it here bigger. Okay. I talk about the leucine. Now the lactic culture. I already spoke about the lactic culture. Okay, but carry on with the, as I said before, by introducing all these elements that I have been spoken about, this will accelerate your ripening process and will allow the producer to reduce the production time of your lot of the batches that the entrepreneurs produce, increasing efficiency and profitability. Okay, and this backed on about technological techniques can affect the quality product. Okay, and trying to keep a cheese more standard. Okay, and in this way, the ripening process will always be the same. Okay, another element that is introduced in the late years is robotics. Okay, we use robotics either for cheese making and ripening the cheeses as well. Okay, and it's revolutioning the cheese industry, because did you know, for example, that specialized robot can handle and rotate the cheeses during the ripening process? Okay, this ensure that the moisture content and the mold will be prevented, and the cheeses will be more or less the same, will have the same standard with the same quality. Okay, let me tell you that these robots are equipped with sensors. They have sensors that constantly monitor the environmental condition of the cheese chamber, and they also have the ability to adjust temperature, humidity, as needed, right? But why we use robots? Ah, before tell you why we use robots. Do you know these robots are in the Consorzio Parmigiano Reggiano? Okay, this is in Italy. And by the way, next year I'm gonna go to the Consorzio Parmigiano Reggiano to visit it over there, to visit how they make the cheese and stuff. I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna show it to you, and so we can um, share all this experience with you guys. Okay, but why we use robots? One word, magical word: efficiency. Okay, the robots can perform repetitive tasks with precision, even better than the human hand, all right, or the human labor. And it will minimize the incident of labor. Okay, so what is the consequence of that? Money, profitability. Okay, using robots can increase cost and can increase profitability, because when we use robots, we automate the task, and by automating the task, we also follow the same standard, and the robots can work 24/7, 365 days per year. So they don't rest; they can work day and night, and this is very important when we use robots. Okay, these robots are using cheese ripening are designed to handle and rotate the cheeses evenly. Okay. By doing, and they also can brush the cheeses, these robots, and taking any type of mold, if there is any, or any unwanted mold. The robots are programmed I have a video over there in one of my videos that I put I just have the footage of the robot turning the cheeses. It's very educational. Okay. Um, Additionally, these robots are equipped with sensors that constantly can monitor the condition of the ripening chambers. And these sensors can, for example, measure the critical variables, such as temperature. They can measure as well the moisture content of the chamber, the pH of the cheeses, and adjust these conditions to optimize the ripening. For example, if the sensor detects that the humidity is too high, the robots can activate a ventilation system, okay, to reduce it. To put an example, okay, in this way, the robots not only improve the efficiency of the ripening process, but also ensure that each batch is ripened under ideal conditions. Um, Let me tell you that the use of these advanced sensors has allowed a more precise control of the ripening process. Um, for example, there are the fiber optic sensors in the market that we can buy, and these sensors can monitor the milk coagulation in real time. This is very important, and the sensor can predict the optimal time to cut the cord. Okay, and these sensors can also measure the pH and the moisture content of the cord, the temperature, ensuring that each batch of cheese is ripened under ideal conditions. And also the sensors can check the time when the milk is ready to be cut, which is very important because in this way um, they can detect that the chemosine that is in the milk is already broken down, has already broken down all the molecule of protein, and they can predict the exact moment when we can cut the cord, or we can cut the cord. We also have artificial intelligence, AI for many people, right? This is also very important. Let me talk. Let me put the screen. Wait. Here it is, the artificial intelligence. Let me put it here. I have the same presentation but in another place. Okay, we spoke about the sensors. Okay, let's talk about the here it is. I already spoke about let me talk about the artificial intelligence. This is the slide of the artificial intelligence. All right, what can I tell you about the artificial intelligence? um Artificial intelligence is starting to play an important role in the ripening of artisanal cheeses, commercially and pretty much commercially. Okay, there is a project in Spain called Andalusian Cheeses 4.0 that is using AI to analyze the data in the of the sensors, or better said, collected by the sensors. All right, and it can make predictions about the cheese quality. For example, so as you might know, sometimes the cheese and the milk is not the same along the lactation of the cattle, right? So when in summer the fat levels are X, for example, and in late lactation, sorry, in late lactation, these fat levels change along the way, and through AI we can predict these parameters and then take action. For example, if the fat level is too low, the sensor will or the AI will tell, hey, we have to standardize the milk, and the sensor will standardize the milk and will measure maybe the fat content that it has at this moment because it's late lactation and have less fat, or the other way around. And the AI or the artificial intelligence can add the certain amount of fat, or can take out the certain amount of fat in the milk to achieve a cheese of the same level of fat. To put an example, right? So this, of course, impacts producers because it increases efficiency. That's very by incorporating artificial intelligence into the cheese making ripening. Okay, let me tell you that artificial intelligence is revolutioning nowadays the cheese making industry and the cheese aging industry as well, because it's enabling a more precise and detailed analysis of the data collected during the ripening process. This is very important. Um, AI can also, for example, analyze data such as temperature, if it is too high, and the AI can lower the temperature, because if the temperature is too high, the ripening process will be um, will produce odd flavors that we don't want to have. So, if the temperature, for example, is too high, the AI will reduce the temperature of the chamber to the right amount, and then the cheese will be more or less the same, and will ripe, will age more or less the same. Okay, the same happen with the moisture, and the same happen with any environment in the cheese making process, right? And sorry, in the cheese ripening process. Um, let's now talk about some techniques, and let me put you here the for cheese ripening. Let me put it here. My system is very slow. I don't know why. Okay, so let's talk about these techniques for complex flavor. Okay, and I'm referring to maturation in natural cave. Um, natural caves um, is a technique that has been used for many years. Okay, and but it has been rediscovered by cheese makers that are looking for unique flavors, unique and complex aromas, and so on. Okay, why? Because cheese caves offer microclimates. Okay, and I'm gonna put an example with the Roquefort cheese. Did you know that each cave on the in the Roquefort consortium, I don't know how you call it in English, is like the Consorzio Parmigiano Reggiano, but this is in Italy. But in France, we have all the Roquefort caves, and each cave have different type of mold, and they produce different type of cheeses. Of course, all of them are going to be blue cheeses, but one cheese might have a different sensorial flavor than the other, or a different texture, because it will change in the mold, right? And this techniques of these aging techniques can offer unique microclimate that can impact in the flavor of the cheeses that we are making. Okay, um, why all this happened? Because the each cave can harbor specific microorganisms that contribute to the development of unique flavor profiles independent of the cave that the cheese is in. Okay. Also, the cave can incorporate local ingredients. Okay. During the ripening process, and this technique has gained a lot of popularity in the industry. Um, the producers are also experimenting with the addition of local fruits. For example, they put spices, cumin, herbs, fruits. There is a cheese that I remember that I made when I was studying. It's Wensleydale, that we put raspberries on it, and then we can change. Instead of putting raspberries, we can incorporate local ingredients and put raspberries plus another fruit, or and mix it. Or instead of putting raspberry, we can make, if our area we produce apples, to put an example, we can make, because the Wensleydale cheese is the cheddar that we consume pretty much on Christmas. So we can make maybe a type of, not Wensleydale, because it's Wensleydale, I don't know if they have a denomination of origin, but we can make a I like cheese. Instead of using a raspberry, we can put apples, or we can put dried capsicum. I mean, the imagination is the limit. In this case, in this way, we can incorporate this local ingredient to give the flavor, to give the cheeses, or the ripening process, um, and to produce cheeses with the same profile, and according to according to our imagination and innovate and um, yeah, according to innovation. We can also use spices. We could incorporate curry, for example, paprika, and so on. Okay. Another, I would say, another innovation is the introduction of genetic engineering, and I'm gonna put the slide here so you can have it. Okay, genetic engineering have also gained a lot of popularity. Um, let me get the that's it. Okay. Why genetic engineering? The industry has evolved a lot, and we have produced a lot of new strains that new strains of bacteria, new strains, and enzymes that contribute to the ripening process. Okay, um, the idea is by introducing these enzymes, these bacteria, is to improve the texture of the cheeses, the flavor, and also to maybe to extend the shelf life, right, of the cheeses, which along with all the sensors and AI, we're gonna achieve through the genetic engineering. We're going to achieve unique cheeses. And this is what we promote here in this channel. Yeah, pretty much that, right? Um, but how these strains work, okay? Let me tell you that these strains produce a specific aromatic compounds that enhance the flavor of the cheese. For example, some strains of lactic acid bacteria can be modified to produce, for example, more diacetyl. Diacetyl is a compound that give a buttery flavor to the cheese. So, and these enzymes can also accelerate the ripening process, allowing producers to reduce the production and without compromising quality, which is very important. And by reducing this production, we can increase our profitability, our profit. So it's good in any way. Okay. Um, and the industrial and artisan levels, that these technological advances are also transforming the cheese ripening and the maturing process. Okay. And there is, and I'm going to talk about now about another innovation, which is the ultrafiltration, or better said, microfiltration. Let me put the slide. I spoke about the genetic engineering, the ultrafiltration. Yeah, the ultrafiltration. For those who don't know what is ultrafiltration, this is a process where we rotate the milk, right? And but the milk, the chamber when we put the milk has like a membrane, and it will this ultrafiltration will filter the milk, but the protein will the idea is to concentrate the protein and to produce a milk with a higher content of protein. This is complying with the standardization of the milk that we are looking for. For example, if we want a cheese with a lot of fat protein content, right? We will produce this by instead of putting normal milk, we're gonna have a milk with a higher protein content, which will be affected during the ripening process of the cheese. We will get a different texture of the cheese than in contrast we use normal milk. The idea is to use, if we want to make this type of cheese with a high protein content, we use this process, which is will improve the textures and the flavor of the cheese as well, right? We can do also the other way around. We can lower if we want, and we want to increase fat, to put an example. Well, or we can have 50 and 50. We can work with this protein fat content ratio to, but it's possible thanks to the technology. Okay, and this is another innovation that I want you to know that that exists. That's the idea. Okay, let me see now another. Okay, let's talk about this slide now, which is the control system in the ripening chambers. Okay, um, when we this is another innovation. What happened over there? I spoke already. Already spoke a little bit about it, about these chambers. Okay, um, um, this advanced control system can how to say, they can automatically adjust temperature, because the idea is to put these sensors into the chambers, into the ripening chambers. Okay, and then they can adjust the same as the bag, right? They can adjust the temperature. If the temperature is too high, right, they lower the temperature. Or if the pH can be measured as well. Okay, they can activate cooling system to reduce the temperature, or the other way around. It depending on the cheese that we are looking that we are ripening. In this way, these ripening rooms can ensure that each batch is always the same and is always ripened under the ideal conditions. So, and this happens very frequently, right? When we are making cheese, for example, we have to. In my case, I do it manually because I don't have them these sensors in my cheesecake. So I have a thermometer in my cheesecake and I have an hygrometer in my cheesecake. But with these sensors and that with these technological advances, we can have this all managed by AI and through an instrumental and if these sensors are linked to, let's say, to an interface that activate the chillers, to put an example, it will reduce or increase the temperature. The same happens with the moisture content. It can activate fans or sprays to put more water into the cheese camber so the moisture control can increase. All this can be managed, but what I want you to know is that this technological process exists in the market, and you can use them in your benefit. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. Okay, um, and lastly, I reckon this is the last to wrap up. It's very important that you. I know this is what is this? Let me check it. Yeah, this is to wrap up. Yeah, and this is the conclusion. Okay, what I want you to understand, and my apologies because I cannot see very well, and so I have to use the I have the same presentation here in my computer, and in Instagram because the format is too small, I can see it. So, but anyway, what you need to know, what you need to wrapping up, what you need to understand is that there are technological advances that improve the efficiency and the quality of the artisanal cheese making process. Okay, and of the ripening process as well. Okay, what you have to do: innovate, experiment, try to experiment with new flavors and techniques. And this is where the art is, by experimenting all the time. And very important, write down any experiment that takes place. Write it down, document everything, because it might happen to you that sometimes you are making a cheese and or you are ripening a cheese, you have to tune it along the way, and maybe you achieve excellent cheese, but you didn't write anything, and you will never be able to replicate the same process twice. So it's very important that you make note of all the observation that you make along that you see along the way, along the ripening process, so you can achieve the same process every time. Once you have it in black and white, um, you can achieve that you can replicate the process again, the ripening process. But what I want you to understand and is that these techniques exist, that we have artificial intelligence, that we have sensors that can lower or reduce the temperature or the moisture content. Um, this is the idea. In this way, if you apply this technique, if you use these innovations, if you use this technological advance, you will take the cheese tradition to the next level, and you will be able to make unique flavors, unique aromas, to create unique cheeses and impress your clients and also your families. You doing if you're doing it just because you're a cheese lover like me, or like someone else. The idea is that if you apply these techniques, and in by these sensors and stuff, you can take this tradition to new heights, to new levels, right? And of course, if you want to learn how to make cheese, I'm gonna this is your first step, okay? Knowing that this exists, but if you want to go a little bit more serious, you can go to my cheese making course for beginners, which is this very basic one, right? Which is there. Okay, I'm gonna put you the QR code so you can see it. This course is in English, right? Not in Spanish. It's in English. So if you want to learn in have the course in English, just click on the here on the QR code, and it will take you to the sales funnel, and you can see all what it includes. What does it include? Let me see here, but I can see here as the format of Instagram, but it will this you will learn the basics of artisanal cheese making. Okay, I'm gonna teach you the techniques and all the secrets that have been learned along the way, to how to get unique flavors, unique aromas, unique textures as well. Okay, and you will have in the course we will have a session with me. I reckon you have 3 or 4 sessions with me. It's all in the sorry, it's all in the sales funnel. I don't have the details in my mind, but you will be able to make 5 cheeses. One of the cheeses is mozzarella. You will be able to make also ricotta, feta. I don't know if halloumi is included, but fresh cheeses is included, which is pretty much the halloumi anyway. But you're gonna be able to make 5 cheeses. And if you want to go a little bit more serious, you can take the next course with it. But this is another story. This is the coaching program for cheese making. I have people from all around the planet that do it online. And this course is all online. These are videos pretty much, and you have a session. I assure you that if you take this course, you will be able to make cheese. Why? Because I'm not going to stop taking care of you until you make your cheese. All right, that's it. I reckon we are all done. Let me see if we have questions. Otherwise, we leave. Okay. I have the question of the channel, but they're in Spanish. I haven't received any question in English. But it doesn't matter. I have people in Twitch and I have people in YouTube. All right. So if you guys want to learn, just follow me in social media. My name is Dietrich Truxes, and I am the cheese doctor. And we are always teaching how to make cheese to anyone who wishes. So that's it. That's all. I reckon we're going to. I don't know if next week we're going to. Tomorrow, I have a webinar tomorrow about cheese rolls. I'm gonna teach how to make cheese roll, but this is gonna be in Spanish, so there is no point. If you want to learn how to make the cheese roll, I'm gonna put it then. Anyway, I'm gonna put the link here. It's in Spanish, right? But if because I speak both languages, if you want to attend, don't worry. I will. It's a webinar how to make cheese roll. We call this cheese roll tequeño. Tequeño is a piece of cheese, right? Wrap up with dough, and it's deep fried. It's very yum. Let me see if I can put you an image of the tequeños, so you can, let me find it so you can see it. Tequeños, because they are very young. Let me see if I can hear it. Let me share the screen with you guys. I'm gonna share the screen so you can see the tequeños. This is very young. Shrinkera, here it is. Let me see. Here it is. Look at it. This is the tequeños. All right. So you can. Is it? Let me see if I can. I reckon it's not there. Wait. Let me maximize. I don't have it here. Wait. Wait. We don't know. Wait. Let me put you the thing. Nah, that's not the one. Ay, Dios mío. Wait. Let me put. I know what I'm gonna do. Wait. Let me share. Instead of sharing the screen, I'm going to share the window, the entire screen. Okay. Window. I don't know how to do it. Let me see. Let me take this. Let me take the. I know I can't take the. Wait. Here I am, right? So I'm going to share with you the screen. Let me see. I want you to see the tequeño. Maybe it's this one. Yeah. I reckon you can see it, tequeños. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can see it. If you can see it, just let me know in the comments, and I will. I reckon I can see it. No, can't see it. Wait. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the. I'm gonna add another screen so you can see it. Wait. I'm going to add another screen share. That's the one. I reckon this is the way. You seen? Oh my God. Let me see. All right, let me see here now. Well, this is it. It's saying that it's sharing, but I can see it. Let me see if I can see it here. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. I reckon it's now sharing. Is it? I don't know. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Google it by tequeños and you will have it, all right? You will have it. Google it, tequeños, TEQUENOS, tequeños, and you will see it. Tomorrow is the webinar. I'm going to make it. If you want to register, just follow the link. Let me put you the link here, and here it is. Here, webinar tequeños. And if you speak English for a reason, I'll speak to you in English. Don't worry about it. And if you have any question, I'll answer to you in English. All right, that's it. Time for coming, and we see you next week. Next week I'll be here, the same, sharing with you experience in cheese making, giving a new topic. And if you want to learn, come, and of course have to be in English. Right? Okay. See you next week. Thanks for everything.
In the lab with a twist of fate, The cheese doctor's here, it's never too late. With a wheel of brie and cheddar so fine, he knows every flavor, every design. He's got the cures for every craving, from creamy goat cheese to sharp and amazing. No lactose, no problem, he's got the fix. Healing with cheese, oh